Welcome to this Devilicious channel. What's up guys, it's Devilicious here, back again from server S121. Connect with me on Discord, Devilicious #0121. Deviliciously fun, so come join the party and chat. The R6 of Ma Alliance as well. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the all-new training camp as part of the patch 2.2 update, so let's get started. Alright guys, what's going on? It's Devilicious here from S121, representing the MAH Alliance, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the renovated, reinvigorated, new experience training camp, which can be found right here. All you need to do is tap on the arena and you will be able to access the training camp. Now the training camp experience is pretty cool because in patch 2.2 you have the ability to unlock a customized enemy loadout. So if you want to be able to kind of get access to this is the customized loadout experience. The package content is pretty simple and straightforward. So basically, after unlocking the customization enemy team for all of your characters, 4 new customable loadout tabs will appear at the top of the enemy selection menu. In the customizable tabs, you may customize enemy attributes, gear, dragons, models, and more. They do not have to be owned by you as well, which is really cool. You may also use the selection of artifacts with the best attribute choices of all types to quickly customize the enemy's loadout. And in terms of the payment method on the right, to unlock the customization, all you need to do is pay 1,000 gems and you can get access to a rookie trainer loadout for 1 month, which is, in my opinion, pretty cool. The inventories are separated from your inventory, meaning that although you can use content you don't own to customize the enemy team, you cannot use them to customize your team, okay? So it can only be applied to the enemy team. So once you've actually purchased this experience, here you go. You've got the 4 open enemy team custom areas here, and you'll be able to utilize these to build an enemy team that you want to go up against. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to try out the Shadow team, which is one of the teams that I'm running at the moment in terms of my build. And to actually reset this team, all you need to do is tap on the little button here and it will copy that team across. And then tapping on this team, you'll be able to see that it's a level 37 Melanthios dragon, which is the Shadow Dragon, combined with Siegfried, Bjorn, Himiko, and we also have the incredibly fun Tamiris as well here as well. So we're just going to go back here and quickly take a look at an enemy custom team that we could potentially build. So here you can see that we've got lots of different dragons to choose from, and we are going to go up against Lucasta. Okay, and we can just drag that dragon across there. And then in terms of enemy champions, what I want to do is I want to test the Shadow March against a free-to-play Holy Mixed March. Okay, so the main Holy champions that are available for free are Julius and also Gilgamesh. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we are going to put some strong players at the front. One of the strong players at the front that is free to play and enjoyed by a lot of players in Infinity Kingdom is a beautiful fire champion called Hippolyta. So we're going to put her at the front, and we are going to put the strong and amazing Empress Wu in the back here as well. Okay, so it looks like I've been able to kind of customize this team so far pretty well in terms of just dropping champions into place or immortals into place with the dragon. And this is basically the team slot. So we've now customized that team slot with 4 enemy champions. And you can see here that basically we now have the dragon, we've got the 2 fire immortals, Hippolyta and Empress Wu, we've got Gilgamesh and Julius Caesar. Now in terms of then further customizing this, so obviously we can change the name, so we just call this like hybrid F2P, Holy, and Fire. Okay, so you can change it up to 12 characters, which is pretty standard in IK. Tap on the attribute settings, and this is where you can kind of really customize some of the detail here. So obviously we want to put them all at the full maximum stars, okay, for each of these immortals. which is really cool. So I like the customization capabilities here. I'm going to actually drag them so that they're comparative levels to the Shadow March that I'm currently running. So you can see here we've got level 47 Julius at class 22. Okay, we've got a level 46 Hippolyta and also class 21. Okay, full stars. In terms of back row, so Himiko, we are level 46 and we are class 22. Okay, so for those who don't know the classes, up to level 25. And then for Empress Wu, which she's going to be in comparison to Miris, we're going to move her to class 20. Okay, and full stars again here, just to make sure that everything is done to perfection in terms of level, class, and star grade of these immortals. Okay, so you can see here we've set this up quite nicely, and before we get into customizing some of the equipment and the skills, we're just going to get this dragon up to level 37 and get the skills up as well. So we'll get the skills up to 8, 8, and 8, which is comparative to the Shadow Dragon that I'm currently running at the moment. Alright, now we're going to go back to Julius, and we're now going to look at equipment for Julius. So here we're going to give some resonance based equipment to Julius. Okay, and we're going to make sure that the level itself of this equipment is level 40, which is the current level of the equipment on the Shadow Immortals that I am running at the moment. And this will take a little bit of time to customize because you need to press the plus button all the way to 40. I hope in the future the IK team actually develops the ability to tap on the number 40 so that you can actually enter the number immediately. We're going to put in some fire resonance equipment here on Hippolyta as well. So just make sure when you're selecting the equipment that you're selecting the right resonance or the equivalent resonance that you want to test out against. And again, making sure that you get the equipment all the way up to level 40 as well. This is really important. You want to make sure that you're kind of going head to head with a relatively similar powered March, so that you can see what is the advantage and disadvantage of the current build versus the build that you're trying to compete against. What I love though is that when you're customizing all of this equipment loadout for your enemy immortals, they do have a lot of choice and flexibility. So if you run up against somebody in the arena, you run up against somebody in PvP, for example, during a KE event, you can study their march, their build, screenshot it, and then you can replicate that and look at how to actually overcome or defeat that march when putting together this kind of like customized experience now available in the training camp. Alright, we've got one more, which is Empress Wu. So we're just going to get these equipment slots in with equipment at the highest level with the fire resonance, and again boosting that to level 40. Now one of the key things here is you will be able to customize everything relatively nicely, which is good, but you will need to spend a little bit of time getting everything to a level that you would like. And once you've got it there, the good thing is that it keeps that preference, so you will be able to make smaller modifications later. Just the first time you do this, it's going to take some time to input. Now in terms of skills, so here you've got access to all of the skills available in game. So even skills that are only available with stones, for example here you can see like Storm Eye, for example, you can actually add that even if you don't own it, which I think is really cool. Right now I don't have any of these kind of like stoned required skills. So we're going to stick with the skills that I do have access to. We're going to customize this build out so that it's relatively similar to what I am running at the moment with Shadow. So we're going to put Annihilation on Empress Wu, and we're then going to put Chase, and we are going to put here as well. I'm thinking a Nova or maybe Concentration. Okay, so we've got Chase, Concentration, and Annihilation. Big fan of Gilgamesh, so I'm going to put Berserk on Gilgamesh. I am going to put Cleave on Gilgamesh, and I am going to put combo on Gilgamesh, which allows for every normal attack to have an additional chance of causing extra physical damage to the enemy target. For Hippolyta, for those that love to play Hippolyta, she is free to play and she is a great PvE immortal. She is especially good with taking on the spider. If you're trying to build a spider march, Hippolyta is a very good choice. And here what we're going to do is we're going to kind of focus mainly on the energy strengthening of Hippolyta, making sure that she's able to get the energy that she needs to kind of pop off her ultimate skill, because her ultimate skill actually does allow for a little bit more field control when going up against enemies. Now we're just going to put energy burst on Hippolyta. We're going to go across here and we're going to get adrenaline rush going as well. And we are going to put Fighting Will on Hippolyta. I like Fighting Will. I think that that's a good skill set to have. Julia's being a little bit more of a defensive immortal with its disarm ultimate ability. We are going to select some standard defensive skills that are available to most players. Assist, Oaken Guard, and Resist. Okay. No, I think we're going to go Shelter. We're going to pop that Aura. And what you can see here is when you add those skills, obviously everything's set to level 1, so you will need to actually go through and get all of those skills up to the highest levels, just to make sure that you are really kind of competing fairly. You want to take the time to get all of this right at the beginning, so that when you do go head to head with this march, for example, that it is going to be a relatively even battle. And this is great for players that are looking to have a little bit more flexibility and understanding of, which skills are suitable for which of their immortals and which skills are actually more beneficial or advantageous or suit specific immortals and specific builds that you may be running. Okay, so we're just going to tap up to level 8 on each of these. Very, very easy. Okay. Now, one of the cool things is once you've purchased this kind of trainer pack, you can also add artifacts. Now, for those that like artifacts, obviously you can choose to utilize the immortal specific artifacts, which are all here, or you can go with the standard artifacts like the Pillar of the Temple, which is what most free-to-play players are using at the moment. So we're going to put some of these here, and we're going to bump all of the artifacts up to level 7 with one artifact star grade, which is pretty similar to what I'm running with the Shadow March at the moment. And again, just making sure that you go through this list carefully and select the artifacts that you're looking for. So here you can see like Creation Star. We're going to get that artifact level up to level 8, 1 star grade. Here we've got Gilgamesh, so we're going to put the I will say we'll put the decent Wood of the Altar Annihilation, which is a pretty good artifact. Okay, get that up to level 7, artifact star grade 1, and last but not least we've got Empress Wu, and my Tamiris doesn't have the artifact yet, so we're not going to put a artifact on Empress Wu for this experience. Okay, and the cool thing here is you can change to silver, you can change to bronze, but you've got to make sure the artifact level is all the way up to the maximum level there if you want to kind of upgrade that as well. Dragon's now set. We've got all of the immortals now set. So once you've settled all of the things that you need to, including level, class, star grade, equipment, skills, and artifacts, you can simply press the back button here at the top. Okay, it'll give you the guidance that you have adjusted the team equipment. Do you want to save it? Confirm. And now we've got a march that's pretty similar, as you can see, to the Shadow March that we're running. Potentially a little bit stronger, given that it is running mixed march. And we are using Lucastra as a holy dragon, because I want to see whether Shadow can really kind of stand up to half-holy team, which I think is important in understanding, how this Shadow team and build is going to go. Alright, so we're going to start this battle and take a look at how it goes. Here we go, and we are off. Now the interesting thing here is that the HP was automatically set at 60%, whereas the Shadow team was set at 100%. So I'm not exactly sure as to why that is. We're going to have to go back and have a look at what's different here. It's also important to note that the Holy Dragon at this stage hasn't done anything. It seems to be a little bit slower than what actually happens in real life in terms of the arena experience. We can see here that the march that we're going up against is still relatively struggling versus the build of Julius, Hippolyta, Gilgamesh, and Empress Wu. Empress Wu was kind of taken out pretty quickly at the beginning there. We did get a victory, but again, I'm going to go back and have a look at some of the details of the guide, I guess the development of this experience, to find out exactly why it was sitting at 60% at the beginning of the game. So we're going to go back into the attribute settings and just double check that everything is looking good. So we've got level 47 Julius, class 22s, full star grade, full resonance. We've got all of the details here as well in terms of skills. So Julius looks fine. We can see that Hippolyta looks fine. Gilgamesh looks fine. Empress Wu, in terms of the overall design, also looks relatively fine as well. So we're going to go back one more time and try to identify, now looking at it, where potentially there's a problem. Here it says number of troops 30,000 with the load at 3.5 million, so which sounds pretty accurate in terms of the total troop number. It does sound a little bit low. Maybe it's just an experience of the training camp at this stage as part of the 2.2 patch. We're going to try that one more time and see whether we face the same issue. So let's click on start. Before we do that, just double check the team. So again, yeah, troops 30,000 on this side as well. So both teams should be starting at about 100%. So we're going to start that off again to make sure that we haven't missed anything, see what happens. Okay, so here you can immediately see we've got both teams sitting now at 100%. Do remember in the training camp, when you are using the training camp for testing your teams and your marches and your skills, that the dragons only pop off the one attack. So again, it's not 100% similar to what you would face in the arena, because the dragons do have multiple attacks. So I'm not sure whether those multiple attacks are actually actually happening and they're just not being shown, but based on what I'm seeing, it looks like the dragons are only attacking once during the match, as opposed to using all three of their skills. So in terms of this matchup, I mean, look, looking at it, it looks pretty similar. What I do like is that Hippolyta and Julius tend to be a really good match in terms of overall free-to-play, are very, very strong in terms of the front line, taking a decent amount of damage from Siegfried and Bjorn, whilst Gilgamesh is actually doing a huge amount of damage at the back there. However, what I will say is that the Himiko, as a backline champion, is doing a decent amount of damage, and also when her ultimate does pop off, essentially displacing Gilgamesh from the field gives Gilgamesh a little bit of an advantage to kind of do some decent physical damage to enemy immortals. You can see just how much damage that's actually doing to Bjorn and also Siegfried. In the end, it is a victory though, 9% versus 0%, so pretty happy with the overall performance of the Shadow March versus the mixed Holy free-to-play March, and that is my experience so far with the new reinvigorated new training camp. Strong recommendation to spend 1,000 gems. You will get a lot more customization options, and for those that are really interested in building customized loadouts, I really do think that this is a great addition to the I hope you guys like the videos. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, and don't forget to watch some of the other videos. We'll be making some additional walkthroughs of some new content, and also having some fun with IG videos and other videos on this channel in the future. Come drop by Discord, say hi, Devilicious, #0121, and I look forward to seeing you on server 121 at some point in the future. Bye for now.